Now that's a wrap. After 8 amazing seasons and countless battles, betrayals, and beheadings, Game of Thrones, only on Crave, ended this Sunday.
Yeah, so we had some Game of Thrones superfans on the show back in April to give us their hopes and predictions for the final season. 2 of them are back today to give us their thoughts on what went down in Westeros. We've got Maggie Stanchu and Liz Gallo joining us this morning. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so good to talk to you
Great
guys.
shirts.
Thank you.
Okay, so expectations were super high for this season. Where are you guys sitting at today? We've had a couple days to digest. Are you feeling happy with season 8?
I took a minute to rewatch the final episode, really digest it, and at first I was kind of shocked. It wasn't what I expected, but at the end of the day, I think it was the only way the season could have ended, and I'm actually really happy with it. It was very poetic in its own way.
Okay, Liz, how are you feeling?
You know, I'm content. It had its ups and downs, but I think in general, I was very happy with most of it, and it left a lot to the imagination for what happens after.
Right.
And Sansa's queen in the north, so
we're happy. We're happy. This isn't really how we thought things were going to go,
no,
though.
let's look at a couple of predictions that you made here. I don't want to point out the negatives. Let's stay positive. Maggie, you predicted Jaime Lannister would turn out to be the prince who was promised. That didn't really come to fruition.
No, it didn't.
No.
I was really looking forward to that, but...
And Liz, you predicted Jon Snow would kill Cersei. No spoilers, but that also didn't happen.
No.
There was a twist. Were there any twists that shocked you in this last one?
well, Arya killing the Night King, of course. And also, a positive one that I loved was Brienne being knighted. I loved that, and I cried when it happened like a baby.
But when she cried, were you upset at that? When Jaime left and she was left sort of blubbering there?
You know?
In her nightie.
In her nightie. Not looking very knightly in her nightie.
It was a beautiful shot, though, and, you know, I felt for her, and I was sad, but I kind of can see Jaime doing it, you know?
He's that guy who always goes back to the one who we know is terrible for him. Maggie, what about the prince who was promised? That whole storyline didn't really happen.
I mean, like, some could say that Arya was because she was the one who killed the Night King. Others would say it was Jon because he killed Daenerys and that was the last real threat to Westeros, and he plunged his dagger through her heart, which was the prophecy. So it's hard to say, but I don't think they really covered it, which I was a little disappointed about. But you know what? I mean, Arya killing the Night King was pretty great, so.
We also talked about whose fate you were looking forward to learning the most. Maggie, you said Theon Greyjoy, and Liz, you said Sansa Stark. So were you two satisfied with the endings that those two characters got?
Yes, so much.
Yes, I mean, Queen in the North, and she definitely proved to be, I think, the best leader in Westeros, and she looked good doing it the entire season. I want that armor, black armor. It was
and like the necklace.
Amazing.
So good. What about Theon? Because he really had redemption.
He got his moment. You know, he's been through more than anybody else on this show. We went from not really caring about him to hating him to feeling so bad for him and then wanting to see him succeed. And, you know, he has that moment before the battle with Sansa, who's really his last family. Like, they really are like brother and sister. And seeing him in his last moments defending Bran and saving him. And then at the end, when he's past Sansa securing the Stark pin to his chest and just saying, you know what, you are a Stark and you've always been. It was just a really beautiful moment.
Chills, you just described it again.
So, all is said and done, you're both very positive about this. Keep in mind, more than 1 million people have signed a petition to have season 8 redone. That's not just to get the water bottles out, that's just to redo the storyline. Are you happy, really? Are you finished happy? Are you done?
This is Game of Thrones. If we had an ending with Daenerys on the throne and everybody happy, and it just wouldn't have been like Thrones. What makes the show so fantastic is it's bold, it's unapologetic, it does what nobody is expecting, and it reflects the political climate of the world, which is not really the best right now. And I think that's what I think it was kind of a hard truth to swallow, but that's kind of what made it so great.
The reality is the happy ending doesn't always happen.
Exactly.
Especially for Jon Snow.
Oh my God, I know.
John.
So it breaks everyone's heart. Anyway,
Yeah.
Maggie, Liz, thanks so much for being here. If you haven't seen it, check out the final episode of Game of Thrones or watch it again, of course, on Crave. All 8 seasons are there.